Hi guys, welcome to another YouTube video in which I'm going to talk to you guys about a very important and relevant topic. Like in this particular video, I'm going to actually, share with you guys what I went through in the last 1 year. Basically, I'm going to share the lessons that I learned by what I went through in the last 1 year. And particularly, I'm going to share the single most important thing which I learned. And that's only one thing, which was my relationship with time. I think because um, of whatever happened in the last year, I actually got the time to understand about time, and that is why I want to talk to you guys about this, because I feel that time is the only thing that is constant in any human being's life. Like if you look at any particular point, right? Like past, present, future, any of these things, what are they? They're essentially ways of defining time. Like even when you talk about whatever important things have happened in your life, it's always like, okay, this happened to me, then that happened to me, or I broke up, or I got married, or this, that was a time like this, that was a bad time, that was a good time. But essentially, it's all time. What we are actually living with on a day to day basis, in a minute to minute basis, is time. And guys, the reason I also want to talk to you about this is because I feel that everything that we've learned about time, everything that we have been taught about time, has come from a place of actually escaping time. It has come from a place of not even realizing what time is, has come from a place of running away. Like when I was in school also, I remember that every time we used to have this Monday tests in our school, okay? So, right, like Indian school, right? Like, and then there's a lot of these exams, and obviously they're the main exams which happen in the middle of the year and the end of the year. But then there are also these Monday tests, which is basically that your entire week is oriented in a way, automatically towards that Monday, because your test is on Monday, right? So as a kid, you're like, bro, I need to study now because my test is on Monday. And then the whole week, especially for, I feel like for me, because I was this like academically oriented kid and whatsoever, and also because at school I feel that, at that point in time, a lot of the ways that we grow up, we are not really encouraged to, kind of just explore and be. We are encouraged even as kids to have very full schedules, to have schedules where, you're going to have your classes, then you'll come back, you'll have a meal or whatsoever, then you'll have your tuition class, you'll have some or the other kind of, homework or prep work after school. And you're constantly in that rush of that, okay, because as a kid, obviously, you need to learn things. You're growing up, and your parents and teachers, everyone feels that you need to learn. But the truth is that what I think experienced is that from the time we are very young, what we essentially end up learning is escaping time. Because what we are doing is that we're not really, like, basically we are making our time very goal oriented. We are making our time into this little box which is going to lead us somewhere. So like if you have a test on Monday, then all the other days are leading up to that event on Monday. So that becomes the time that matters, whereas the rest of the days become the time that basically only matters if that Monday is going to come. You understand what I'm saying? Like how, when we go to school, we're like, oh, I have to wake up at 7 a.m., I have to wake up at 8 a.m. to go to school. But the day you have an off, you wake up at 12 a.m., you wake up at 1 p.m. because that day in your mind doesn't matter. The time that matters is the time that you're devoting to studying, to doing something productive, to doing something which is going to lead you somewhere. And I know you might feel that isn't that how it's supposed to be. You always feel that isn't that how it's supposed to be, right? That time is supposed to be spent doing things which are productive. Time is supposed to be spent leading to something which is in the future. Because if you are studying, the reason you are studying is so that the exam goes well, which is in the future. So your time, your efforts, your days, which is your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, is leading up to that Monday on which you're going to be having that exam. right? So everything that you're doing in those days, like waking up, or like when you're gonna go out and play as a kid, or when I'm gonna study, when are you gonna take a nap, all of these things are somewhere revolving around with that, this thing at the back of the mind that on Monday I have a test, so I have to do well in that test, right? Now, how can I optimize my time? How can I not be this lazy person, or this person who wants to just go out and play and maybe skip school when I know that I'm going to be having my test on Monday, right? See, basically, it is not that there's anything wrong with the idea of working towards something, but I think what I personally realized, like I told you guys in the last year, what I realized is that, you know what, like we have a job as an adult, right? Like we study and then we have a job, and then we are working again. Now the same thing happens. Monday to Friday you are working, and then Saturday Sunday you are like, now is my time to rest, and then you're just like lying on your bed and chilly, because you've done the part that was the most difficult part from Monday to Friday. Not the difficult part, actually, in your mind the important part, the only part that actually matters is the Monday to Friday part, and Saturday Sunday is then spent relaxing and chilling in a way so that you can give yourself enough courage to again go and spend that Monday to Friday in a way that will give you the results which you want, right? And in this case, the result is not marks like it was in school. Now it's basically money and security and status, and knowing that, okay, I have this big job that I'm going to, right? And you must have read, right, in COVID, when all of these things were not there, that people went crazy, that, oh my God, the husband is beating the wife, or there are fights in the family, people are going crazy, or that people have suddenly started, experimenting with different things in the kitchen. They are making new food, or they are playing different sports, or like a lot of people who were creative, they, during that COVID period, they started writing books, or they started writing, or they started, if they were into films, people were watching a lot of ott really boomed at that point, because suddenly people realized that, okay, now I have all of this time, and because the external structure is not there, right? There is the external structure is not there. You don't have an office to go to. In COVID, all of us were just stuck at home, and we didn't have something to wake up to. So that is when we realize, oh, we can watch all these movies, we can, make all these different dishes that we go to eat in the cafe, we can make it in our own kitchen, right? Like some people, when they have a air fryer, they were like, okay, in the air fryer only I can make what I used to, go out, these nuggets which I used to go and have in the cafe, these kebabs I used to go and have in the cafe, I can now make them in my own air fryer. All of these movies which, Netflix was releasing, or all of these films, movies on Prime Video, all of that, right? Like people were like, okay, now I have the time to watch this series which is 8 parts, or which has 8 different seasons, and 10 episodes. And then, the people were really enjoying it. OTT was booming. So many people were also like, okay, let me try some hobby, or they were trying to, do some sports. Maybe not if they could not go out, then they were trying it at home. I know some of my friends, like in fact, even me, I tried to learn driving during that time period, because I suddenly was like, oh, I have so much of time, I should learn how to drive. So, what I'm trying to say is that in that time period, because we didn't have ourselves to blame, like we didn't have that narrative of that, oh, I am being lazy, that I am skipping work, or that I have this desire to watch a movie, or I have this desire to experiment. The fact that we didn't have to take ownership of that it became something that the circumstance put us in, that it was a global pandemic. And a global pandemic, you're not making your own choices, you're doing what is being decided for you by the government, by all of these other external institutions. When the office is closed, you can't be banging on it, you have to be in your house, right? If jobs are suspended, if there is a hiring freeze, if your university cannot do classes, they are not conducting exams, what can you do? It's a global pandemic, right? But then imagine that there was news about this. There was news about people trying different things, about people experimenting in the kitchen, about people watching movies. there was news about these things. There was news that okay, now that people are at home, they're fighting with each other. There is news about the fact that people are not, that people are now wanting to take trips. That's why the moment the lockdown was lifted, suddenly people started traveling so much. Like all of the people who were holding off on their international trips or who were wanting to go, so imagine how funny it is that there is news like in a global pandemic, the news flash is going like people are trying different dishes in their kitchen. People are watching series. People need new series to watch on Netflix. People are like just going crazy, man. Like just imagine that this is what is happening to us in a global pandemic, because before the pandemic, apparently, none of us ever even imagined that, even entertained the question that we have free will, even as adults, to understand what we want to do with our time, and that we have time. And the only reason that we could do that is when the situation globally, when the entire universe put us in a situation where we didn't have to take personal responsibility for entertaining our curiosity, for entertaining our desire to experiment in the kitchen, to watch something, or just to kill time, to spend time without constantly optimizing for it like a horse. You're not a horse. You are a human being. I think that's what I realized in the last 1 year is that I'm a human being. I'm not a horse. Nobody is like this person who's constantly running, 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 because that mentality that our schools inculcate in us at that stage of life, which is that for exam is on Monday, and that is the time that matters, the result matters, and everything before that is leading up to this result, and that is what matters. That mentality never goes away as an adult. As an adult, you want to make sure that okay, I'm having all my good meals. I have to get up and I have to prepare my meals. Then I have to work out also yours now become this thing of doing it in this Instagrammable way. Like everybody knows what body parts to work out in the gym. The gymming has become this activity that I have to go to the gym. I have to have this trainer. I have to have my collagen. I have to have my all my vitamins. I have to have my protein. Am I completing my protein intake? Am I completing my protein intake? That has become another force in the universe now. At the same time, people are like, oh, I have to go, I have to work, then I have to make sure that I take more calls. If I have extra time, then I should definitely pick up some extra project at work to get noticed, to make sure that my manager knows that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but I'm also doing this extra thing. You know, I'll tell you what the problem is with that. All of this sounds so normal and it sounds so harmless, right? It sounds harmless because it is not something like drinking or like doing drugs or like doing something which is outrightly considered to be a bad habit which can ruin your life. All of these things, like what is wrong with working hard? What is wrong with preparing for your test on Monday and spending a week preparing for it? What is wrong with that? What is wrong as an adult if you want to have good meals and go to work and earn money? There is nothing wrong with any of that. What is wrong is what is behind all of that. And behind all of that is a desire to avoid, is a desire to run away from time. Behind that is that a lot of people will just go crazy as hell if they don't have that external structure holding them, if they don't have these goals constantly telling them who they are. Because what happens is when you have a big goal in life, like I want to get six pack abs, or I want to go and become a millionaire, or I want to get this promotion in my job, what happens is that you are able to hide behind that goal. You're able to hide behind that goal. Let that sink in for a moment. You know, let's stay with this thought. Let's stay with this thought because we are hiding. We are hiding. And we are constantly hiding. We are hiding because we don't want to confront what we will encounter if we just sit with time. If we just sit with the uncomfortable emotions that we have about ourselves, the difficult things that we feel, like if time is just passing, you'll notice it if you ever sit with yourself for long enough. If you sit with yourself for long enough, you will realize that when you're not scrolling, when you're not working, where you're not opening your Excel sheet to type something, or you're not trying to, constantly solve for something, plan a trip, do this, do that, this constant doing. It takes a lot away from us, it takes a lot away from us. And more than taking something away from us, I believe that it never really even allows us to feel human. You know, that's how that's how far removed it is from the feeling of feeling human. When people say go in nature or go on a trip, what they really mean is that if you go on that trip or if you go in nature, you're basically removing that external structure, right? Otherwise, what is a trip? What is a trip? It is just it is just you being with yourself, you being open to experience, you maybe being open to even meeting new people, to having a day which is not predetermined. Why do people like trips so much? They like trips so much because they are not already you're not already sure that okay, from 9 to 10 I'm going to have my breakfast, then I'm going to go and meet these two colleagues, then I have this meeting, then I have to come back home, then I'll be stuck in the traffic, then I have to do this. That's your normal life. On a trip, you don't know what's going to happen. Maybe you go to a cafe, you really like it, and you decide to spend the whole day there. Or maybe, I don't know, someone tells you about a cool rafting spot and you decide to get in the water and do rafting, even though you otherwise are a person who's a little scared of water. You don't know what's gonna happen on a trip. You never know. Like, you might meet a person that you really like, and then you are, because you are uninhibited in that space, you're not operating with the predetermined thing of how I'm supposed to behave in this scenario. You might actually connect with that person over a coffee, and both of you might decide to just go out and spend time together. And you met a new person, you unlocked a completely new, different experience because you're not uptight when you're on a trip. But try to see what is actually happening in the mind here. What is happening is in the mind is that in when we are in our own city, living with our own family or our own partner, or we have our jobs, we have these things, this experience of being free, this experience of having curiosity and experimentation becomes so far removed from us, so far removed from us. It is so inaccessible to us that we need a global pandemic or travel to entertain even the idea of being free of that routine. And it's not the routine which is binding you, mind you, by the way. I'm not against routine. I'm not telling you to be a hippie and quit your job and kind of let go of this structure, because no, structure is important. Everybody has structure. Even people who are freelancers or artists or creators, everybody needs structure as a human, to know what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do, to have other people who can help you. Everybody needs structure. But what I'm trying to say is that that should not be the only thing which is leading you. As a human, you are supposed to connect with all the different parts of you which are seeking expression, and that cannot happen if you're running away from time. Then you're constantly running away from time because you're not really even feeling time. You're not feeling time, like again, I'm giving the example of us being in school when we used to have board exams and all of that, right? We would be like, oh god, let me sleep for 4 hours, let me sleep, I'm gonna sleep for 4 hours, and then I'll wake up and just study. Because that, and in those 4 hours, if I'm feeling like very bad, I'm feeling uncomfortable, my stomach is hurting, I'm having anxiety attack, all that doesn't matter. What I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to shun away all those feelings. I'm supposed to sleep so that after these 4 hours, when I'm going to wake up, I'm ready to study. I'm ready to study like some bull, like some horse, because now I need to study. I'm not against the studying, but those 4 hours also matter to me now as an adult. What I feel is that discomfort, like I'm not going to I'm not going to deny myself the feeling of the discomfort. You know what I mean by that? I'll explain it more practically. Like, when we go to the gym, a lot of times then the exercise gets a little difficult. Like if you're squatting and then you add weights and you start doing it weighted, and you add whatever, you add a barbell or you add whatever, what happens? So many times I see people, or I used to see myself also, like we try to escape. Like we want to come back up quickly, or we want to do the reps quickly. We want to do the reps like more quicker, so that you don't feel as much of the discomfort. If you're gonna feel, if you're gonna go very slow, when you go slow, you feel more, like your muscle feels more, because you're really feeling you're feeling time actually. You're feeling time. Like if you're slowing the process down, it becomes harder. Whereas if you're doing your reps faster, it's faster because you're not feeling it. The same thing applies to life. The same thing applies to life. Whether you're having a very beautiful moment or you're having a very difficult experience, in both of these situations, if you are constantly going, that's what we do all the time. Anything is uncomfortable, feeling grief, go out. Feeling sad and depressed or had a breakup, change your space. Go on a trip. Go out. Get out there. Get out of the house, man. Get out of the house. Go and meet people. Do something about it. Go to the gym. This is our constant messages which we get from the external environment. What does that mean? That means that don't stay with the discomfort. Don't stay with the discomfort. This is a negative feeling. Grief is a negative feeling. Feeling lazy is a negative feeling. Sitting home and crying and overthinking for 7 days is a negative feeling. Escape it. Go out. This is what we are telling, right? This is what we're establishing, that these conditions or these emotions, go out. Nobody will tell you. If you call them and they say, no, I'm very happy, I'm having a great day, then they'll never give you advice like, oh, you're happy, you're having a great day, go out. No. If you say, oh, I'm feeling very bored, I'm feeling so bogged down, I'm this, I'm that, I'm sad, then they'll be like, oh, then go out, go out, go out, go out, go out. Arey, brother, the point is that all of that, like we are constantly reaching escape, discomfort, escape, uncomfortable emotion, oh my god, escape, anxiety, escape, grief, escape, sadness, escape, feeling like low self-worth, escape, feeling like overeating, oh my god, escape. How can you overeat? Like go to the gym, optimize, be productive, move. This is what we're constantly encouraging. Are you getting the result that you want from that? Just think about it. Are you getting the result you want? Are you really moving forward, or you're just moving? You're moving because you don't want to sit in one place. You're moving because you're afraid of what you're gonna meet if you're gonna sit in one place. You're moving because you don't want to take the responsibility of your own desires. You don't want to take the responsibility that I'm not feeling like working right now. I'm gonna sit and watch a movie. I'm gonna explore what I actually like. Maybe I'm feeling very curious today. I'm gonna just sit there and spend time doing my hair. I'm gonna spend time like just, kind of, I don't know, taking care of my hair. Just one body part, like literally, like just hair. Why not? Why not? I'm gonna maybe spend this day crying. I don't know. Maybe after shooting the video, I get very overwhelmed and something comes up in my mind and I spend my day crying. That's also a day well spent. That's also a day well spent. That's not a wasted day. That's not a day that shouldn't have come, or that's not a day that should have gone any other way. Like how we say that, if today was the last day of your life, what would you have wanted to do? If today was the last day of my life, I would have wanted to feel and to be exactly as I was, without bringing a secondary voice in my mind telling me that, oh, today is the last day in my life, what should I do? If it's the last in my life, anyway, I can't suddenly get up and become president. If it's the last day in my life, I suddenly can't anyway become and do the work of 6 months in one day. I can't suddenly start a startup in one day. Nothing can happen in that one day, to be honest. If you are very honest with yourself, living like that also is not helpful. Living in a constant state of optimizing is also not helpful, because you aren't really optimizing. You're running away. You're running away from the experience of being human, because if you can literally sit down for one day and cry, you're also someone who can work 72 hours. You're also someone who can actually work in a much more sustainable way than a person who's trying to run away from the experience of being human through work. Through work. Yes, we are running away from the experience of being human through work. Because if work is not there, then what are you about? Why are you on the planet? Why did you come on this earth? What are you going to do with your day? And we don't have that courage. We don't have that courage. You know? Have you noticed like somehow everyone admires people who go in the Himalayas and they're sitting there? They say, oh, no, no, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that. But you'll always, at least give it a look. You'll at least be a little curious. Oh, this person went and became a monk. This person went and spent so much time in the Himalayas. This person did this. Why are you doing all of that? Because a part of you, a part of your soul, a part of the universal energy which is also within you, because you are a human being, recognizes that there is something powerful about stillness. There is something powerful about not defining yourself just through what you can do, not defining yourself just through the job that you're doing, not defining yourself only through movement. Sit with yourself. It's okay. Sit with yourself. It's okay. I understand that those emotions are very overwhelming. I know it. Like I've tried to escape my difficult emotions for as long as for as long as I started forming memories. And I know that those emotions are overwhelming. They are big emotions. When we go through tough times or when there is transitions or when even in a normal day, there's so much that happens even in one day. And there are so many moments where, you have questions and you have emotions and you feel like confused, you feel lost. There are so many different parts of us that are interacting with reality, that are feeling all these different things. But it's very important not to run away, not to try to constantly tell yourself that, why are you feeling sad? What has happened? It's not a big deal. Why are you feeling sad? Why are you feeling sad? Why? It's not a big deal. This kind of talk seems very helpful. This kind of talk seems very helpful. But it's not. It's not. Because the thing is, as adults, we anyway know that, yes, I'm not going to be handicapped by this sadness. I'm not saying that I'm going to be a sad person forever. But in that moment, my sadness is telling me something. It has come because that thing which happened affected me. It can be something very small. It can be something that I wanted to have this particular coffee in the morning and I went to forget went to. I just asked my colleague or my office helper to get me the coffee that I wanted and they got a different one. And I'm feeling sad about it. I am feeling sad about it. But there is nothing wrong with me for feeling sad about it because yes, that coffee is something I look forward to in the morning. I need that coffee. I'm used to it. I'm used to it. And ironically, you know what happens when you allow yourself to feel sad about something so small? You, instead of telling yourself that you shouldn't, your capacity you to actually deal with things increases so much because you are okay with your own reaction. You're okay with feeling sad. You're okay with feeling angry. You're okay with feeling helpless. You're okay with feeling helpless. So many people say, try new things, learn new things. Rationally, everyone can learn new things. But if you don't have this capacity to feel like an absolute fool, to feel helpless, to feel like crying, to have like literally it's like feel like someone is hitting your stomach from within and feel your head aching and feel those emotions and feel like crying because that's how helpless you are and that's how much of a beginner you are in something new that you're doing. If you don't have that capacity, you can't learn new things. You can't learn new things. You can't. Because you're so terrified of those feelings of feeling like a beginner, feeling scared, feeling helpless, what other people are going to think about you. Your own nervous system is going to go insane thinking about these things. You can't go up and pick a new skill, make a fool of yourself. You aren't because you're so consumed by not feeling 99% of what makes you human. my friend. It is 99% of what makes us human. That is why we got so many emotions. We got so many emotions. Like in Hindi, we say navras. Like there are, I think there are 9 different emotions. There's a lot of different emotions actually. What are the different emotions? There's anger, there's love, there's lust, there's helplessness, there's overthinking, there's the feeling of being heartbroken, the feeling of being betrayed, the feeling of fear, the feeling of terror, the feeling of joy, the feeling of expansion, the feeling of shrinking, the feeling of being held captive, the feeling of running free, the feeling of being in love, the feeling of being out of love, the feeling of being yourself, the feeling of being everyone but yourself. There are so many different emotions and flavors to being human. We are so lucky that we are on this planet and we have the capacity to feel. We're so lucky that we have the capacity to create. We are so lucky that we have the capacity to feel happy. We are so lucky that we have the capacity to feel sad about the smallest of things. We are so lucky to feel lazy. We are so lucky to have, we are so lucky to want to wake up late. Yeah, we are so lucky to cry about a situationship also for 2 months. We are so lucky. Like just how much can we feel? Like it's beautiful. The how much we can feel, it's beautiful. If we didn't feel this much, we wouldn't have all this art and we wouldn't have all this, you know, everyone that we admire is showing some emotion, you know. I know there's a lot of motivational gyan in the world these days. There's a lot of motivational gyan of optimizing, like being productive. Don't let yourself be popped down. Don't let yourself be this. Don't let yourself. But you know what? You are going to have all those emotions. You're going to have all those experiences, and you are going to be fragile, and you are going to feel helpless in life. You are not going to be strong all the time. It's impossible to be that way. And if you are not letting these other sides of you touch you, and if you're not accepting yourself with all of these other emotions, then you are running away from yourself. You are running away from time. You're running away from life. You're running away from the experience of being alive. You're spending all your days preparing for that Monday test, which is only going to be an hour long test. And you spend 7 days preparing for that one test, not entertaining your curiosity, not entertaining your experimentation. You waited your entire life for a global pandemic to know that you can experiment in your kitchen, or that you can really, in the same TV that you had for years, you can go and watch movies, or that you can start something new. Don't wait. Don't wait. Dress up at home. Dress up at home. Look beautiful at home for yourself. Don't save any your special outfits for some monumental event. It's never going to come. And even if it comes, it's just going to be one event, not your entire life. Learn to make your own coffee. Make it the best that you can. Make it the best that you can because you deserve it. Wake up at 7 a.m. a lot of days, even when you have nothing to do. Not for work, just for yourself. Have so many interests, so many interests. Cultivate it. Sit with that discomfort. Cry. Cry as much as you want. Feel as much as you want. Be as sensitive as you want to be. Of course, don't stay there. Move. Allow other states to come in as well. But don't block this. Don't block this. Don't block this. Why would you block when you can be so much more? Why would you block when you can flow? You can flow. Just flow. Just flow. And just let go of the chatter. Let go of looking at yourself through other people's eyes. Let go of being distracted. Let go of being away from time. Feel everything, feel everything, feel everything. Don't numb yourself. Don't numb yourself. Stop smoking up. Stop mindless scrolling. Stop entertaining relationships just to kill time. Just because you're not okay sitting with time. Don't always fill it up with goals. You're a human being, being. And it's true, you're not a human doing. You are a human being. I mean, you are a human doing. Obviously, human beings did something. That's why you're on this earth. But the point is, you are a human being. You're a human being. You have to be. At the end of the day, you have to be. You have to be just like flowers and insects and nature. You have to be. Thank you guys for being here with me, for listening to this. And I genuinely really hope that you've taken something away from this video, that you will allow yourself to feel your emotions, you will allow yourself to feel discomfort, you will allow yourself to just fill your days with more joy, fill your days with more emotion, fill your days with all different kinds of things, and not constantly, optimize yourself, and have more fun on your regular days, not only on trips. Have more fun just in your natural habitat, when you're making your coffee, when you're dressing up. Allow your everyday life to be that way. Stop running away from time. Be with time, be with yourself, sit with it, and your life will be so beautiful. Your life will be so beautiful, so, so, so beautiful, and so expansive and so lovely. I love you guys, and I will come back to you guys with more videos, with another video, hoping to help you guys as I go along on my own journey of healing, on my own journey of being in touch with myself, of being in touch with life. I really, really, really hope to be able to help you guys as I speak. Also, to really, to really live, to really live. I wouldn't say heal, because none of us are healed. All of us will always be unhealed, but to help you all live, to help you all, just live in imperfection, to live in all these different emotions instead of escaping them, to not follow just the motivational social media gyan or going to the gym and feeling like shit about yourself on a day when you haven't gone to the gym. I really, really hope to take you guys on this journey with me. I really hope that I can give you guys the courage to live. I can give you guys the courage to really be in a relationship with yourself, to be in a relationship with time, to be in a relationship with the different states of being human. So that's all I wanted to say to you guys today. I'm very happy that I got the chance to talk to you guys about this topic, because this really matters to me. And I know it matters to you too. I know. I love you guys so much. I love you guys so, so, so much. And I will see you. I'll see you